What up, cucks? It's your boy, the hater, up in this piece. And I want to talk about something that I've been beating around the bush for, right? There's a very important point that needs to be made, right? I've made it subtly here and there, but I figured I'd make it explicitly. Wrestling is boring. There. I said it, cucks. Wrestling is boring because the wrestlers are boring, right? Nobody is exciting anymore. Nobody is entertaining anymore, right? Now, when I say nobody, I'm of course being hyperbolic. There are several people that are entertaining. Christian Cage, Edge, all the people that we grew up with. The Rock still is entertaining. Akira Tozawa is entertaining. Otis is entertaining. The Miz is entertaining. R-Truth is entertaining. There are plenty of people from a different generation or who are just built different that are entertaining, right? Now, what makes someone entertaining? The biggest problem in wrestling, don't get it twisted, the absolute biggest problem in wrestling is the fact that the fans do not know what is entertaining. We have had such little entertainment that people don't know what's entertaining, right? There is a distinction between wit and humor, right? Humor is entertaining. Wrestling fundamentally must have three components, right? Obviously, the in-ring component, which involves promos as well as matches, right? Two, humor. And three, drama. Without those three, it's doomed. Now, of those three, the least important one is the in-ring product, right? How do we know this? Because we have far more successful forms of entertainment based on the other two, right? The other two generate billions of dollars a year. Drama, every movie is drama. Soap operas that generate hundreds of millions of dollars a year are all drama, right? Reality TV is all drama. Then we've got comedy and movies, as well as reality TV. Everything else that involves humor also generates billions of dollars. Wrestling doesn't, right? Except for in WWE, when it's just an institution, right? But as a concept, wrestling does not generate billions of dollars because wrestling cannot generate billions of dollars without these two other things, right? So integral to being entertained are being made to laugh and being made to think, right? Without these two, there's nothing that's happening that's entertaining. So now ask yourself, who's your favorite wrestler? And do you find him or her, perhaps, entertaining, right? Let me give you an example of someone that is extremely boring. Natalia, right? Natalia has never entertained anybody. Natalia is boring, right? It's as simple as that. Some people are boring. Not everyone is funny, and not everyone can tell a good story, right? These are two very valuable skills, and as a result, most people don't have them. Natalia is not humorous. Natalia does not know how to tell a story, right? Or at least she's never told a story that anyone has ever found compelling, right? Now, take that and compare it to, I don't know, Otis, right? Otis and Miz had a very memorable WrestleMania match that was predicated under Miz stealing Otis's Money in the Bank, which he eventually did, right? In the middle of the story, there was also Dolph Ziggler versus Otis, and Dolph Ziggler liked Mandy Rose, but she liked Otis, right? And it was a nice neckbeard fantasy, but it was a story, and there was drama, and it is one of the matches that I remember from that WrestleMania. A lot of other things I don't care about, right? Because who cares? What was the story? That's the problem. The problem is we have these boring wrestlers like Gunther and Samoa Joe who have never been in a story, right? Samoa Joe, of course, in his TNA days, has been in many stories, right? And that's when he was over, right? He had a character, he had a gimmick, and he brought drama, right? Other people are not drama wrestlers, they're comedy wrestlers. R-Truth, Tozawa, Otis, right? The most interesting thing is when someone is both funny and capable of drama, right? Being good on the mic means those two things. You're either making people laugh or you're telling a story. Cutting a promo without stuttering your words does not mean you're good on the mic, right? Like, for example, Randy Orton doesn't mess up his promos. He doesn't say the wrong words, but he's not good on the mic because he's not good at telling a story usually, and he's not funny, right? That's the difference. The point of being good on the mic is not CM Punk, who makes good points. He doesn't provide drama. Well, not anymore, at least. In the past, of course, he did. I'm not going to deny that he did, right? And some people think he's funny. I guess I think he's boring. But the point is, when the norm becomes people like Gunther, whose entire character is, I'm not here to entertain, right? He has the same character as Lance Storm, right? But Lance Storm's character was hilarious because it was supposed to be tongue-in-cheek. The whole point was Lance Storm is too serious, right? He's too goofy, right? In trying to be serious, he becomes goofy. However, Gunther and Samoa Joe are presented as these two real serious guys who have nothing else in their character, right? Now, this can be tolerated. Like, for example, Brock Lesnar was for a long time in his career that. Brock Lesnar is also hilarious, but that's a different story, right? Brock Lesnar can say Suplex City bitch and it becomes like one of the best-selling shirts of all time. So with that being said, right, you can be serious if you have something exceptional going for you. The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, Kane, right? But think about it. Except for Undertaker, who is like a different level in terms of gimmick, right? Kane had to be funny at times, and he was hilarious. Kane had to be dramatic, and he was dramatic, right? The character was extremely well written. Now compare this to Gunther or Kozlov or Ezekiel Jackson or Ilya Dragunov, who are literally the same character, right? Lance Storm is a better written character than everyone that I just mentioned, right? So what part of Gunther or Samoa Joe is entertaining? The only thing people can bring up is, wow, they have great matches. But here's where the shit hits the fan, cucks. I don't agree. A lot of people don't agree. They're like, oh my god, the triple threat match, Gunther versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre, was a 5-star match. I thought it was boring as hell. I thought it was 3 people slapping each other. I'm not here to see that, right? If I want to see men hitting each other, I'm going to watch boxing, a real sport. Wrestling is not about that. Wrestling is not about people pretending to fight. Wrestling is about people having storylines and making you laugh, right? And then settling it in a make-believe fight that is going to be entertaining because of the humor and because of the drama, right? I hate to bring it up again, but I will. One of the best mid-card matches of all time, in my opinion, one of the best mid-card feuds, is Goldust versus Val Venus, right? The match was awesome. I give that match, it's a WrestleMania match. I think it's WrestleMania like 15 or 14, I don't remember. It might not be a WrestleMania. I think it's a WrestleMania match. It wasn't 15, but maybe it was 15. I don't know. But anyways, the match was predicated upon the following, right? Goldust is a cuckold, right? And Terry Runnels is sleeping with Val Venus, who is a superior male to Goldust in every possible metric, right? Now, as a result, all the men in the audience, and all the women presumably, sympathize with Goldust, right? This puts Goldust over big time, and Val Venus is going to get a lot of boos because he's someone that stole another man's wife. People don't tend to like people like that, right? Now, the match itself was fantastic. I don't remember any of the moves except for the finish. The finish was Terry Runnels distracts Val Venus by accident. Val turns around. The referee is still distracted by Terry Runnels, and Goldust just punt kicks him right in his balls, right? Which is an ultimate revenge because number one, it's a just that. One move like that can tell the better story that Gunther has told in his entire career, right? The story of Goldust kicking Val Venus in the balls is threefold. Number one, as every male will know, getting hit in the balls hurts like hell. Number two, he kicked him in his balls, right? In his package, which is the thing that Val Venus used to steal his wife, right? So it's the ultimate revenge. And three, as if you needed any more layers, Val Venus' character is he's a porn star. So presumably, in kayfabe, Val Venus earns a substantial amount of money using his dick and balls. So Goldust is hitting him really where it hurts, right? Where it hurts physically, where it hurts in storyline, and where it hurts his wallet, right? And then he pins him and gets his comeuppance. That is what wrestling is. That kick in the balls and the build-up to that match is what wrestling is, right? Wrestling is not the same tired story over and over again. Will Sami Zayn overcome the odds this time? Will Chad Gable overcome the odds this time? Will this other person overcome the odds this time? I'm tired of the story always being, will people overcome the odds? That's not good enough. Wrestling is not only about overcoming the odds. Wrestling is not only about getting revenge for someone being better than you, right? Wrestling sometimes is about revenge and getting revenge for someone who fucked your wife. It's about getting revenge for someone that killed your dog. It's about getting revenge for someone that ruined your life personally, right? That's what wrestling is. For someone that broke your heart, for someone that played with your emotions. These are things that the fan can relate with. That's why wrestling was so good in the Attitude Era. It's not even because of the characters. It's because of the booking. It's because of the writing of people like Vince Russo, right? He understood that people are not going to get attached to Sami Zayn because he's ugly and they're ugly, and as a result, they've losed life in many things, and now maybe the ugly Sami Zayn can beat Gunther, who is also weird looking. No, that's not what people gather around. People gather around emotions. There's no emotions in that. Oh, Chad Gable is short. Can you overcome the odds? I don't care. Short people overcome the odds all the time in real life. I want to see a man who was cheated on, right, beat up the guy who slept with his wife. This is something you don't see anywhere, right? In the 90s, you would see this in two places. The Jerry Springer Show and pro wrestling. And both were peak television, drawing in millions of viewers, right? Nobody cares about having a fake sport and treating it like a real sport. It is straight up stupid, right? You can take, for example, Frankie Edgar at the tail end of his UFC career and give him a title shot, and the storyline can be, oh my God, this is his last chance. Can Frankie Edgar become champion again, right? And the question then becomes, what if he does, right? And because it's real, something could happen. But if Sami Zayn beats Gunther, that doesn't say anything. It doesn't say anything to anybody. It doesn't speak to anybody. Oh, you beat someone bigger than you. Wow, it happens all the time in wrestling. All that happens in wrestling is little jobbers like Orange Cassidy beating giant men like Will Hobbs. You see what I'm saying? Nothing new is coming from this. We need new things, and we need to also simultaneously go back to what works, right? I hate you, you hate me for no reason is not sufficient. Wrestling is not and has never been about that. Wrestling is about much, much more. And if you people don't understand this, find Goldust versus Val Venis. You don't even need to watch the several episodes of Raw before that built the storyline. You can just watch the package, the WrestleMania package, which told the story all for your enjoyment, right? It's almost as if that WrestleMania was made so that you could watch it 10 years later and understand exactly why these guys are fighting and understand exactly why a kick to the balls is the correct finish. Nowadays, they don't even think about that. Every finish is the same. I guarantee you this. Sami Zayn versus fucking Gunther is going to end the same way. It's either going to be, as any of their matches, it's either going to be Helluva Kick 1, 2, 3, or one of Gunther's like 5 finishers that should all be regular moves. A top rope splash, a power bomb, a sleeper hold. These are moves that were available in WWE Attitude. You know what I mean? WWF Attitude. Like no new moves, nothing interesting about this guy or Sami Zayn. All these moves are boring. So I'm curious to see how that's going to play out, only in the sense to be validated. But honestly, I might just go watch Goldust versus Val Venis right now, Cucks. Take care of yourselves and fuck off!